Your phone rings. The walkie-talkie actually rings.
Hello?
Help! A house on fire.
What?
I need an ambulance. Fire trucks. Call 911. Something go wrong.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Phone had electrician. Doesn't fix my house. It makes things burn down. Things are very expensive here. Send a lot of people. Send all your people.
That's funny.
Right away. The house is on fire. Do we send an ambulance? We should probably send an ambulance.
Give it a good 10 minutes.
Then we'll call fire trucks and ambulance.
What, to make more bodies?
All my fire extinguishers are empty.
We didn't do that.
We'll use them up.
Use them up.
Send an ambulance.
The ambulance is early and wait on the fire truck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That happens. That's the end of that.
And then I destroy the shit out of this phone.
The
This
walkie-talkie,
walkie-talkie
yeah.
phone.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing's gone. It's in pieces, on fire in the bottom of a river.
This week's opening cinematic is brought to you by Captain Morgan's Cannonball Blast. Without it, my sessions would not be possible. They allow me to switch seamlessly from character to character in a way that is comfortable and creative. Drink Cannonball Blast, the Cinnamon-O-Matic. It is time for my favorite part of the session, that is the opening cinematic, the soapening cinematic, the opening cinematic, the cinematic. And it is my favorite part of the session because I do not have to interact with my players. Okay, I need a prop for this one. Grave Digger William peered carefully around the corner of one of the walls of his tool shed. It had been days since he had been able to get a good night's sleep. He knew what was out there. He knew that the moment he let his guard down, it would pounce. So he waited, silently and carefully. It was still early in the morning, and the fog over this quiet cemetery hadn't quite yet burned off in the morning sun. But the dark and the fog didn't bother him much, seeing that, at least for now, the coast was clear.
But it's so important.
So important.
If they can't see it.
There we go. Like, I spent so long picking out this hat. And then it's covered up by my name. Alright. But the dark and the fog didn't bother him much. Seeing that at least for now, the coast was clear, Grave Digger William made his way onto the cemetery grounds. And then he saw it. The hole in the ground where Mr. Morgan would later be laid to rest. Solemnly and respectfully, William made his way over to the side of the burial plot and bowed his head. He looked around, briefly, and when he saw what he was looking for, he bent down and picked up a stray pine cone. Using it as a microphone, he began speaking. What an amazing underdog story.
Oh,
The young unknown comes out to lead the pack here at Branston Memorial Park. The hole's about 14, 15 feet down. Definitely one of the more difficult drops of the day here at National Grave Digging Championship. Complete unknown, Grave Digger William, playfully nicknamed Grave Digger Willy, gets into his total underdog story. He starts to lower the crank. Look at that, folks. He really got under that one. The crowd is at the edge of their seats here at Branston in awe of the sheer grave digging talent that has been put on display today. It is only the respect for Mr. Morgan, dearly departed, that keeps him from erupting into wild cheers. From erupting into cheers from this talented amateur, come out of nowhere today, to lead the pack of so many disappointed hopefuls who will have to wait another year for this Shadows title. There's still about 10 feet left to go, and then William, Grave Digger Willy, as he's known to his friends, stuns the crowd by switching to his offhand. Folks, this is unprecedented. No one has ever done this. Anything this bold on the national stage. The crowd gasps in amazement at this handsome underdog. Grave Digger Willy continues to dominate. This underdog come out of nowhere. Crowd coming to their feet as he lines up the final approach. No one can believe it. Former amateur gravedigger, about to become the undisputed national champion. He turns to crank with the skill that one can only be born with. Blessed by God. Total unknown. Stunning everyone. Grave Digger Willy, soon to be champion Grave Digger Willy, takes the final turn. It looks like a miraculous. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. The crowd goes wild. It's just look at the size of that trophy, folks. What's that, Mr. Morgan? Well, I just pushed your husband in the ground. Are you really sure that's appropriate? William's celebration was cut short when he heard a noise from the other side of the clearing. This was what he'd been waiting for. He was closer than he had ever been to putting this monster to rest, and finally being able to live in peace. Grave Digger William made his way over to a small natural hill in the cemetery grounds to look for the beast he was hunting, and that was also hunting him. And then he saw it, lurching its way from the ground. It was that damned crafty gopher, digging up holes in his cemetery. Oh, I've got you this time. This here marks the end of the epic struggle, the months-long battle of wits between man versus nature, William said as he pulled a revolver from his pocket and took several shots, missing the gopher to the left and then to the right, before it popped down back into the hole. No, you don't. No, you don't. You aren't getting away that easy. I've got you right where I want you. Every moment up to this point has all been part of my plan. William raced back to the shed and threw open the door, grabbing a wheelbarrow next to a motorized backhoe. He threw a heavy sack into it and grabbed a 5-gallon bucket of water before racing back to the spot where his skillful arch nemesis had so artfully avoided being shot. But there would be no escape this time. This is it, my friend. Today the months-long struggle will come to an end because you're no match for the wonders of modern technology. William quickly tore open the bag of quick-dry cement and mixed it with the water inside the wheelbarrow before pouring the mixture down into the fresh gopher hole. He then covered the top with cement and then a layer of dirt and put his hand over his heart. I didn't know him very long, but over the past couple of months I've grown to respect his heart and his cunning. You will be missed, my friend. William, satisfied with himself, made his way back to the shed and put his tools away when he saw something odd. There was another large hole near one of the graves. In fact, he could see black and rotted arms clawing their way from the dirt so that the desiccated and rotten flesh-covered arms could push themselves up on their elbows and crawl their way out of the hole. Well, if that wasn't the darndest thing, he thought. Not too often you got to saw a funeral in reverse. William took a long hit from the giant blunt he kept rolled up in his shirt pocket and held it there. There was only one clear course of action. Grave Digger Willy marched over to take care of it. Excuse me, sir? I'm going to have to ask you to take your seat. You're disturbing the other guests, as he pointed to the other graves. The corpse shambled over and took a wild swing at William, making a zombie noise as it did. William backed out of the way, just barely. Sir, I'm going to need you to calm down. Here, look, don't tell my boss, but just try some of this. It'll calm you right down, he said, holding out the fat weed cigar. Just a couple of quick puffs, calm you down, put you right back where you belong. The zombie kept walking forward, swatting the blunt from William's hand to the ground with a growl. Hey, that was Cuban, all right? At least I think it was Cuban. Oh, you're not in recovery, are you? William said, his back pressed against the wall of his tool shed. Nowhere left to run, the zombie moved in, its mouth wide apart as it closed in to tear the flesh from Willie's face. Mere moments before it could strike, there was a loud boom, filled immediately by the corpse's head exploding, causing it to collapse in a heap, covering William in blood and gore. William opened his eyes and saw, not 20 feet away, a tall man dressed in leather, wearing mirrored sunglasses. His face was covered in scars, and so were his hands. We have to get you out of here. It's not safe, the man said in a deep voice. Yeah, that sounds about right, I suppose. Just let me grab something right quick. What? No, we have to leave. William called out already from inside the shed. No, it's okay. It'll only take a second. Shortly after, he came with his arms full of ceramic plates. You see these here? These are collectibles. Original Star Trek at the Last Supper. You can't find these anymore. They're gonna be really worth something someday. Okay, fine. Let's go. The name's Harper. People call me Boomstick. Harper quickly led the man away from the danger. There was never only one zombie, and no reason that they should be showing up here. William took a quick look over his shoulder, and he was shocked at what he saw. In between the other large holes was an opening, and poking its head out of one of the smaller holes was the crafty gopher. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. You win this round, but I'll be back. The confused Hunter shook his head and took Gravedigger William and his commemorative Star Trek Last Supper plates to safety. That was my opening cinematic, everybody. I hope you liked it.
That's the best deep rumbly voice you can do. You gotta be fucking shitting me. I mean, we shouldn't get on him too much for his voice acting talents. He's clearly a hat-based GM.
My voice acting talent? I have some more hats, too, by the way.
Tom, when I told you GMing was about being a man of many hats, that's not what I meant.
What? Actual hats. So simple. And if you're looking at stream right now, I've got a slideshow of the Star Trek Commemorative Last Supper plates. So enjoy that for a little while before I cover that up.
Oh my god, I want those.
They don't make them anymore. They're really worth something. Joe said he needs a break from all this. He's been getting He's been getting hammered relentlessly. So Joe slips off in the middle of the night and doesn't leave any forward information besides the number you already have in your phone. You guys have the codex now.
Just can't get comfortable in this car.
Because you are getting phone calls like, what do you want me to do with this piece of junk? It's going to be $2 die $10,000.
Okay.
And we are at $12,000.
Like I told you before, it's insured as though it's a Rolls Royce.
So what's his deductible?
His deductible is $12,000.
I don't believe you.
Just the guy I know who has a body shop. It's been in the family for a while. They've done work on the car before. I can actually get some more compartments built into the car now.
They're going to have to replace the part that says Lincoln Continent. Are you going to go with the full Lincoln Continental now?
Yes, I wholly expect that that AL will be knocked or ripped or scratched off quickly. And
I don't know how Kyle, the character, feels about this, but I know how Eric, the character, feels about this.
Kyle, the character.
I stand by it. Fuck it. Kyle, you're a sociopath. You're a character, okay?
Yeah, so are you.
I mean, so am I. We're all characters here. Eric, the character, is not a big fan of the Continent and would easily replace it quickly at the death of Gerald. But the Continent has been there from session 1, and it's kind of taken on an iconic tone. Jack Sander, I'm loving your chatter. You're a beast. Give me some money. All right. You guys.
The trench.
The trench. Okay. Portland, Oregon, underneath Club Pravada. Is there anything else you want to look up while you're doing your translation?
We want vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I guess we both work on it.
The Codex is a combination of lore and nonsense. And it is within the nonsense that you're able to find the keys that allow you to unlock.
Okay.
Demon Slayer, you're a regular. You sponsored this this NPC here. He can exist for as many sessions as you have money. And I will kill him so fast. I'm going to make you love him. And then I will threaten you constantly.
You've given us a hostage.
Yeah, you've paid for a hostage.
So you guys make it to the trench, and it takes about 30 hours total of decoding. It's frustrating because this is like a forgotten language, but it's written in code. And also, there's part of the codex that are interesting outside of the task you're trying to do. Like, this is a Lewis and Clark production here of original writing, and it covers some of the hunts that they did. There were hunts pretty much scattered all around. Like, that's what they really did. In addition to mapping, they were really just trying to make the frontier a safer place by taking care of some of the native ghosts. Like, it cleared them out, made it safe for everybody. That's how it happened. So you get to read some nice stories, which I'll expand upon a little bit later. Now, I'm going to make some grit rolls for both of you. Translating these pages from the Codex is not something that you can do for long periods of time and maintain full sanity. So these are books that are not meant for mortals to read. They're so evil, they're so fucked up that you will derange yourself with a lifetime of study.
I'm guarding my brain with whiskey.
Eric, hitting the difficulty. Exactly.
Yeah.
Gerald, for the next 20 weeks, you're going to have issues with the dark. It's one of them things where it makes you nervous, it makes you sweat. You can rationalize it away. You can still act normally for the most part, but you might need a Mr. Potato Head nightlight for a while.
I mean, I'm a hunter. I carry a flashlight. But the fear of the dark thing, I didn't sleep in a dark room until I was 10 or 11. I always fell asleep with my overhead light on in my bedroom. Right? What is that?
That is my Mr. Potato Man nightlight.
Oh, yeah, it is. I see it now.
Right.
Specifically, a Mr. Potato Head nightlight. That is the only thing that will effectively drive the darkness away from you.
Things are coming to get you. That's pretty much what it is. You know they're not there, but you've seen enough things that are there that you're starting to wonder and question yourself. So you had 2 pages that were written on human flesh, inked in blood, very much like the Necronomicon. And here's what you're able to make out. The pages are incomplete. One page has some lore on it, and it's fragmented. In the beginning, there was nothing. The nothing over time became more than nothing, and then it becomes indecipherable. The other part of it says, once the final piece is properly laid into place, the veil can be rent asunder, and the 2 realms will become one again. The second page looks very much like a table of contents. The planar balance of the veil, page 87. The 6 keys of oblivion, page 94. The ley lines of hell, page 118. Diabolicus Mechanicus operations, page 137. Assembly and activation, page 194. And then there's one-word titles. Heart, page 170. Brain, page 193. Lungs, page 218. Spine, page 237. The body, page 246. And spirit, page 261. It looks like there's more chapters, but that is all that fit on this page.
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, this all seems awful.
There's also like spells, there's rituals, there's angles of the sun, optimum times to align certain things, specific things about ley lines. All of this very technical. Within the codex, it's very slow going just because it's written as a key, not so much as a history book, but you are able to piece out that the part that was in the quarry, that was the brain. It was described as an object of unimaginable power and evil.
How big is the living space?
Itty bitty.
Okay.
So they have a book that details everything they need to put this thing together, possibly with locations. There's a bunch of other pieces, which I suspected.
If the keys and the body parts that were listed are the same thing, then there's 6 of them.
I want to do a quick search to see if there's been any unexplained mass murders other than the ones we witnessed.
They've got the Dewey Decimal System here.
It's awful.
For finding books.
All right, if that's the case, I'll stop by electronic stores and PC places, pick up a few things I need to build a PC. I'll just get the essentials.
It has a phone line that calls upstairs for food. I'm happy with its technological level. Also, how's the orange juice?
It tastes delicious, but you get bowel cancer.
Gerald, you're eating a heart attack on a plate, and Eric takes a break. He disappears for a little while and comes back with some boxes of electronics. He goes all CIA, like secret dark ops, eliminating credit card histories and transactions. It's all very confusing to you, Gerald, what little of it you're able to witness. And you come home to the trench with, you can get a nice little rig set up. Ask me one more time, because I just want to make sure I have the question that you asked correctly. What specifically were you looking for now that you have a better technological setup within the lair?
What did I want?
Mass murders. Possibly green energy.
That's right. She was looking for an omen.
You were looking for mass murder.
You are able to find something really weird in Washington State. Spokane, Washington.
Okay.
Maybe in this world.
Louisville.
It's Spokane. But here it's Spokane. Spokane, Washington.
What was the thing you couldn't pronounce correctly?
Everything.
There was, I guess, what could only be described as a famine in about a 100-mile radius. All of the food rotted. Grocery stores, there was like a farm, convenience stores, even the canned food went bad. A complete and total loss of anything that was edible in a 100-mile radius near Spokane. And then, Eric, you get, how would he contact? His networking score is pretty low. So is yours, and that's probably why he knows you.
2 wrongs do make a right.
You get a phone call down in the trench. Ring-a-ding-ding.
1 second.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
I answer.
Hey, I'm looking for an Eric.
Well, you found an Eric. I don't know if this is the Eric you want, but...
Well, if it was this number, and you're an Eric, then you must be the right one. I don't know you, and you don't know me, but I got your number from somebody that I trust. And, we got some issues out here. I'm in a place called Newtown, North Dakota. We got the dead coming out of the graves.
That sounds fun.
It's more than I can handle. So I'm calling for some help. You guys are the closest ones that I could get a hold of. Really don't know a lot of people.
How much dead and how many graveyards?
Well, the number keeps changing. 1 graveyard, small town, thank God. But the town has not gone untouched. There's a lot of people dead. I got some survivors rounded up in a school. Cell service has been real shitty. I've been trying all day to get through to somebody. In fact, it might cut out at any time. So if you and your anybody else you know can get your way to Newtown, North Dakota, I could use it.
All right. I'll bail you out. Be there as soon as we can.
Hey.
What's your name?
The name's Harper.
Harper.
But people call me Boomstick.
I'll call you Harper.
Call me whatever you want. Just get here.
All right. Hang up. I go visit Conway and his heart attack on the plate.
I've got like 3 of those hunting lanterns on the table.
Now
Just to light the burger.
you go and find Gerald with his hunting lanterns and his Mr. Potato Man nightlight.
Got enough light there, Conway? You do a sandwich all right?
Just the lights in here are really outdated.
Oh, yeah, okay. I just got a call from a dude named Harper up in North Dakota. Says he's dealing with a zombie outbreak.
Zombies.
And I figured with weird shit happening, this may just be connected.
Let's go save some lives.
On the way there, Eric, you're able to dig up some lore on the town. The only thing that comes up is in 1950, there's references to a couple of hunters putting down a zombie incident. There was someone controlling some zombies, and but that was over 50 years ago.
Zombies aren't exactly perennials. It's an odd coincidence.
Normally, though, it's not usually big outbreaks. So that's what you're able to find out online. You make it to the town. As you are driving and getting closer, you actually start to see stray zombies just walking out in the open. When you get closer to town, you can see the breakdown of social order. Your phone has 0 bars, but currently, as you approach this town, your ability to access the internet and your ability to use the telephone is gone. You do have walkie-talkies, which you mentioned. You guys might want to invest in a sat phone.
Every time you bring up sat phone, we say we're getting a sat phone. Then we never have a sat phone.
Right.
I was going to say, like, we talked about this.
Right after we leave this town, the first thing we do is pick up a fucking sat phone.
Yes.
And then as you get into town, you see broken out windows, you see cars on fire, a larger concentration of zombies, and the police station is all fucked up, but it looks like there's somebody barricaded inside.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a couple zombies outside, like trying to claw at the doors, but you do see the police station might have people in it. And then not far from the police station, you see a ring of cars surrounding a school building.
All right. Colt, python, holstered, sword at the ready, gut out.
We should be able to take them out without using guns. I don't want to draw any more here.
Surrounding the police station, you're aware of about 4 zombies outside.
Okay.
We dispatch with the 4 and then wait for like the secret 12 to pop out and then dispatch with those 12.
The way that zombies work is they have a fighting score of base 10 plus 1 for every additional zombie in the pack. And then if you win, then you kill a zombie.
These things are easy compared to vampires and demons.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even fast. I'm using the tall arm.
Long way. Machete.
The machete.
Machete.
All right, you make your way outside of the car, and you close the door. You try to close it real quiet, but one of them looks up and turns and starts shambling away towards you. And then once he turns, the other ones start following. So it's they're following closer.
Chopping heads.
Same thing.
Okay, let's make some rolls. We're going to roll for the zombies. Gerald, you take a hit. You get knocked around a little bit, knocked over. You stumble, fall over, and you got a zombie crawling on top of you, and it's got that thing where you're pushing it away, and it's got its bites. Its teeth. Ha-ha! Its teeth. It's got its bites. It's got its teeth about that far away from you, and then right when you feel like you're about to get bit right in the face,